promised me that this day would happen, and it is happening. I am so incredibly proud of the standard of excellence here at Southeastern, already with the Department of Communications.
Very proud of you.
Your time here, can you share with us some of the most exciting moments you had?
Exciting moments here at Southeastern?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, well, including today, because this was like the most exciting one, I have to say, in a long time. But besides the one today, I remember my first time on campus, going to Brady's, the Brown Door, excuse me, no. All those were great. But it was just really, I learned how to balance my checkbook. Which I still do too, every Saturday, and Amber rolls her eyes at me, but it started here. So the exciting things that I remember are not just being on campus, but it was the community. It was not just learning the skills to be a broadcaster, but to be a responsible human being. Had fun at football games, but it was just the whole atmosphere of being on campus is what I remember the most. And the beignets in the cafeteria were very good, very good.
Hey, thank you for being here. Carson Frio, I'm a senior communications, concentrating in broadcasting. Do you think the path for communication and media students today will differ from the path that you took in your career?
Excellent question. Both of them were. It's different. It's totally different. When I graduated, I had on my whiteboard to work in a small market, X amount of years, medium-sized market. I had ESPN on my vision board. It's so different today. I'm very grateful for the traditional route then that I took because I had to do my own editing, everything. And it really laid a very strong foundation. But the path can be different now. We have so many younger people working at the network level, and rightfully so, they're very talented, but it's a different type of being creative and finding a way. And can I just say, a blog does not a journalist make. It's great to have blogs, it's great to have, the YouTube channel, all that, it's great. Because get creative, it helps you with your skills. But going more and trying to work. I love local TV. My sister, I don't know if you realize, my sister Sally Ann Roberts was a staple at WWL, and she, gosh, I was in awe of her talent, and she was given opportunities to go to bigger markets and things like that. No, she loved being in New Orleans, and so I have an affinity for local television. So I would hope that you would still go that route, but there's so many different ways of going about it now than before.
Hello, I'm Mackenzie. I'm a senior sports communications. I'm from Madisonville, Louisiana.
Oh.
So my question for you is, as a former Lady Lion basketball player, you had quite a career. What are your thoughts on the NCAA's new policies on student athletes being able to profit off their NIL?
Ooh, Mackenzie coming in hot. I thought you were going to ask me about the Lady Lions making to the tournament for the first time, but no, you're going to go in. Wow. You know what? I've had a lot of discussions about that. I'm not opposed to it. I think that there should have been more regulation around it. It can be a little unfair. I'm more of a problem with the transfer portal because that just changes. Come on, really. It changes the game completely. But as far as NIL, I think that the athlete should be able to profit from their name and likeness. But the amount of this is the amount of it. I think it's just it's gotten a little out of control. But if it could have been solved before, I always felt that the athlete should get a stipend. You're not going to get rich being a student athlete. And I know that they say, oh, your scholarship is anybody else on campus can work, but we can't. So, and we do bring in some profit to the university. So I felt that there was a need and a right for an athlete to be able to profit. But in the degree in which it's going, it's a little, what do you think about it, Mackenzie?
I think that it's great that they are able to make some sort of money off it, but I do agree with you in a sense that some of it kind of takes away from the student athlete part. If you're making so much money, you can't go to class anymore and live that kind of college athlete lifestyle. I think that is a little bit kind of sad to see because it does take away. And then you do have some other athletes who might be on your team who are just as great, but they don't want to sit there and put the work in to do the extra things like make the TikToks, things like that, but they're just as great of a student athlete. So then it does kind of hurt to see them not benefit as much from those as well.
You're very right. Correct.
My name is Ricky. I'm a communications major with a focus in sports. I'm from Folsom, Louisiana. It was reported in Variety about the new ABC production unit. You'll be leading to develop nonfiction specials and documentaries. It sounds like a passion project for you. Can you talk about the projects you want to develop for this new venture?
Are you asking for a job, Ricky? Is that to get it? I mean, let's just cut the chase here. You want?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me hear how quickly. Yes. It's exciting. In fact, I'm leaving. I'm leaving here. I have an event tomorrow night in New Orleans. Get back home Saturday. Sunday, I'm running the marathon relay, the New York City Marathon Relay, meaning I only have to run 3 miles. There's like 10 of us that are running it. And then the next day, I'm going to Nashville for my unit, doing something called Introducing. Those people that are on the cusp of becoming famous. And so that's what my unit does. My unit finds those kinds of series and stories. And I'm very excited because I love Good Morning America. I don't love getting up at 3:30 in the morning, but I do love, the people that I work with and being in the news division. But my unit allows me to do the things that I want to do. And so that's what I'm doing. So I'm doing a whole host of different kind of programming and things. And also, I was joking about, do you want a job? But I do love the fact that I'm able to add employment, to be able to add people. I have 4 people on my unit right now, a lot of freelancers, and so it's really great to be able to give others opportunities.
Thank you. My name is Anna Ferrand. I'm from Walker, Louisiana, and I'm a strategic communication major. A lot of us are strategic communication majors. Does Good Morning America use social media channels to prime the audience or measure programming success from social media engagement?
Gosh, get out of our head. We just had this discussion. Because I did this interview. Have y'all heard of Missy Elliott? Missy Misdemeanor Elliott? So did this really, she's an icon. So we do this interview, and there's so many different elements of it. And we're wondering, social media. So what do we put on social media about the interview? And it used to be that we wanted to save it for broadcast. Like we would put a little something on social, but we were trying to save the big interview and the big parts of the interview for network. Crazy. There's 2 different audiences, right? And so social, we're like going, put all the best stuff. And, if people are going to watch it later, fine. But it can draw people to it. And the other 2 networks, we're all good friends. And gosh, the Jada Pinkett interview, it was so much on social, okay? The same one, whom I think, Jay-Z, who Gayle King just did. It was a lot on social, and it drew them to broadcast. So we have rethought, because we used to think the other way around, and now we know that social is a great tool for us, but also on its own is an entity that can really, with the ratings and stuff like that.
My name's Alexis Genovese. I'm a communications major with a concentration in television and multimedia journalism. I'm from Amy, just right up the interstate a little bit, Louisiana. So you've written several books while also being a full-time broadcaster. I know I'm running all over the place this week and I'm in college. How do you have the time to do that, writing books while also juggling your career?
Sometimes I ask myself that. You prioritize. And I think, actually being a student athlete helped me. It helped me with time management. Because I only had a certain amount of time to do, to study. Because I was up early, had a sports cast with WFPR in town at 8 o'clock, and then would go to my 8 o'clock class. And so I only had a finite amount of time to study, and so I did, where some of my, not classmates, but in the dorm, they had all day to study, and they never got around to it because they had all day. I knew I only had a certain amount of time. So that really helped me in my writing my books, because I have Good Morning America, I have my new unit, I also have my own production company. And so what I do is whatever it is that I'm doing, like right now I'm at Southeastern. So Southeastern has my complete focus. Tomorrow night I'm at a dinner at the World War II Museum. I will completely focus on that. Monday when I have my unit in Nashville doing a story, I will focus on that. So I don't, if I think about everything that I'm doing, but I can only do one thing at a time. So that really helps me in just knowing that I just keep what I'm thinking of, what I'm doing at that particular time, and not try and get too big.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How you doing? I'm Jermaine. I'm a senior communications major with a focus in sports broadcasting, and I'm from Shreveport. On the 17th, the Lady Lions basketball team is going to host the reigning national champions, Lady Tigers. For the Southeastern players, what advice would you give them going into this matchup?
Take them down, baby. Take them down! The bigger they are, the bigger they fall! Oh! Yeah! No, you know what? I am so proud of that team. I am so incredibly proud of the seasons that they had, the program that they have built. And so what I would say to them is just go for it. Seriously. I mean, yes, they are the reigning national champions. Yes, Kim Mulkey, she got more headlines when she was at Hammond High than we got at Southeastern at the time. You know, the daily pay, yeah. But I love Kim. I have a lot of respect for Kim Mulkey and what she's done there at LSU. But what I would tell them is just look them straight in the eye. They're no different, and it's here. So you guys, you come out and you support them, and you let them know that you believe in them. So that help them believe in themselves. How do you see the game going? Yeah, I do too. Yeah.
Hey, Ms. Roberts. My name is Michael Anthony. I'm a communication major with a concentration in sports. My hometown is New Orleans, Louisiana. With an increased reliance in online education, how important are the hands-on educational opportunities like those available at Southeastern to those aspiring communication professionals?
You mean, what do you mean? To be more specific, what do you mean? How? I'm not sure. On hands?
Yeah, like how important is like a hands-on educational
yeah.
opportunity versus like increased reliance of online?
Yes, yeah. Because look at this. I'm here. Okay. I mean, this is what Southeastern is about. This is what this university is about. The alum coming back, speaking, and this is not the first time that I've done that. And I mean, online is great. I mean, there's so many people that they're not able to have the experience that you're able to have, and that's fine. But to be able to take advantage of a university like this, the new media center that we're building here, what has already been established, what are you getting out of it? You're a senior, did you say? Okay, so what has your experience been like? Yeah? Well, tell me.
It's been a very long journey for myself. I used to take classes in DVic when I was a freshman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I understand about what Dr. Rainwright was saying about the stairs. Yeah. Stairs were crazy. I had English in there, all my beginning comm classes, but it's been a blessing as well because now I take an online class with Miss Laura. She's right there.
Wonderful.
And I've had in-persons with all my other instructors as well. They're out there too. So it's been a very good experience for myself, but it will be awesome to see that, that new innovation that's coming,
Yeah, but you've had the best of both worlds. And we saw with the pandemic about how much we could do online, and it really complements what you can do in person. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I literally just remember everybody's like, go home.
No, I know. We thought we were going to be home for 3 weeks.
No,
it was
not
more
for
than
real.
that. Great. Any more questions?
Hi, Ms. Roberts. My name is Alexis Lee. I am a communications major with a concentration in TV and multimedia journalism, and I'm from Independence, Louisiana. My question is, did you ever consider changing your career choice? If so, what alternative career options did you consider?
Well, this was my alternative choice. My first choice was to be a pro athlete. Okay? Yeah. No, it wasn't awesome. But no, in all sincerity, my dream was to be a pro athlete. I was the state bowling champion in Mississippi at the age of 12. Tennis, won titles, and really wanted to be a pro athlete. By the time I got to Southeastern, I knew that was not going to be a possibility. There was not the WNBA, but there was a women's professional league, and they had a team in New Orleans. They scrimmaged us at Southeastern. We were freshmen, and we beat the pros. I knew that the league was not going to make it if freshmen in college could beat these pros. Nothing against them. So that's when I realized, I'm like, it's not going to happen. And so then I thought about, what is it that I was passionate about sports and had an interest in journalism. It switched to being passionate about journalism with an interest in sports. So when I graduated here, my first job was $5.50 an hour, 30 hours a week to be the weekend sports anchor in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I was getting full-time offers to do other things, but that had become my passion. And so that was a transition for me. I wanted to be a pro athlete. I did, though, when I was here at Southeastern and was a little disillusioned about how things were going my freshman year. I wanted to drop out, and I wanted to be a pilot. My father was a Tuskegee Airman, the first black flying Air Corps in the military. So that aviation. And so I made a deal with my parents because it was very important to them that all their children get a college education. They both were the first in their families to get a college education. And I'm the youngest. So my 3 siblings already have their degrees. Here I'm this punk little, freshman, trying to be a rebel. And they said, okay, you can drop out of school and become a pilot. Your father will help you study for the test that you need to take, because you had to go through the military was the best way to do it. And the deal was, if you pass the test, you can drop out of school with our support. I didn't come close to passing that test. I still think my dad rigged it. I'm still thinking, because I remember it was on a Saturday. I remember getting my little Datsun B210, driving down back to New Orleans, and was the only one in this classroom and taking this test that had words like they were this long. I don't know what that had to do with being a pilot. But anyway, I did fail, and so my deal was to come back to school. So aviation I could have been your pilot.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Ms. Roberts. All right. My name is Christian Olivier. I'm from Marrero,
That's a cool
Louisiana.
name.
Thank you.
Christian Olivier.
I picked it myself.
Very good.
I'm from Marrero, Louisiana, and I'm a comm major with a focus in TV and multimedia journalism. And I've been kicking around a lot of career options for after school. I'm a senior right now, so next semester it's coming to an end. So I was wondering, with your experience, once you decided sort of on broadcast and stuff, you said outside that you always wanted like a communication major to exist. Was it like a straightforward path for you? So like the plain thing didn't work out and you're like, I guess I'm just going to be a broadcaster now, or what?
Oh my gosh. No, man. No. No. It was a ragged, jagged kind of road, but it was the imperfect road that led me right to where I am. It was what it was supposed to be. I mean, oh my gosh. When I graduated, I did some local work, as I gave a shout out to the Chauvin family. They were so cool in allowing me to have a sports show. I learned so much with them. I really did. And it complemented what I was learning in the classroom. I remember being at graduation, not having a job. Didn't know. I'd already applied to grad school because I was like, I'm not. And then my sister called the first station because I was really adamant about wanting to be in sports and not going to news at the time. And my sister had a great reputation at her first station in Hattiesburg, and they created a job for me, 30 hours a week, 50, no benefits and whatnot. So I was there for 9 months, and I was really struggling. And then got a bigger job in Biloxi, Mississippi, Nashville, Tennessee, Atlanta, Georgia, and then ESPN. And all along the way, I would take pay cuts to get in a bigger position. I had dream big but focus small. You know, we get so, I'm so grateful that it took as long as it did. I'm so grateful that I had to struggle. It made me appreciate, made me work even harder. But it's knowing your self-worth. And I think sometimes when you're younger and you're told you don't have the experience and you're like, well, how do I get the experience if you don't hire me? It's knowing that you do have self-worth, that even though you don't have the experience, so to speak, that you do have value. And it's just, I cannot express to you all enough, and I'm gonna wrap it up before we go out here, but I just want to wrap it up this way. Everyone that I work with at ABC and everybody that I worked at ESPN all had different paths. Everyone had a different journey. And you have to figure out yours. Success leaves clues. So if someone is doing something that you admire, reach out to them, read about them, but personalize it. What's going to work for you? Don't want to be the next whomever. Yeah, right? Yeah, be you. Be you. There's no one who has your fingerprints. We're so unique. And it's so important that you realize you are a masterpiece. Okay? Right now, you are a masterpiece. And I cannot tell you how blessed you are. Look at those people out there. Oh, really? Look at the people that you have out there. I know the people that were here for me. Dr. Wainwright, how blessed you are to have he and his wife who are so invested in each and every one of you. And it's like we have made our dreams and come true, and all we want to do, there was a young woman who was interviewing me from WWL, and she asked me why I wanted to invest here. Why did I want to invest in young people? And I told her, and she started crying because I was looking at her. She was a young reporter. She's been at WWL for about a year. And what I said made her cry because I'm like, I want to pour into you. We all want to pour into you. But you've got to want it too. And you've got to be willing to do the work and not to look at anything as an excuse for why you cannot. Find a reason, find a way. Everybody has found it. You are not going to be the first person not to realize what it is that you want to do. Okay? You hear me, Michael? You feel me? Really, seriously. Just surround yourself with good people. Know that you have a very strong foundation here. And just be, as I often end, I know that you're blessed. Be a blessing, all right? Be a blessing to others. And so thank you. I'm very, very proud of you. And reach out to me anytime. All right, Ricky, was that it? See, I remember your name. I remember your name. That's good, right? All right.
Very impressive.
Okay, yeah. But if you do, always put in the memo, either put Southeastern or something that I know that we're connected. And this is what you should do. It's not just me. It's not just me. We have such wonderful alum here at Southeastern. We love to help you. We love to help you. So reach out anytime.